Hello everybody, in this lecture we will learn while and for loops. While is used for repeating a block of code. Code inside the while block will be executed as long as the while condition is true. What I mean, let's make an example and learn how we can create a while loops. I will create here a variable. I will name it countdown, okay, and is equal to 5, and after that shift enter. I will go to the other cell. I will say here while countdown my variable greater than 0, okay, and column. Now here I will say print count down, and after that something interesting here. This is something new we will see. I will say here count down minus equal to 1. What I mean, let's run our code, and after that we will talk about it. Now I will press shift and enter, okay. As you see, now I see my result as 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1. Here in our while loop, our condition is countdown is greater than 0. Here what I said countdown minus equal 1. That means decrease my variable every time, each time by 1 by. If I put, let's copy this code, and if I write a code like that, for example 2, and I will run it again, shift and enter. Now again, sorry for that, let's type it here, another cell, and I will paste it here. Something wrong, and wait, something it doesn't work, sorry. So I will run this code here, okay. Now if I say countdown minus equal 2, and let's see our result. What's wrong? I need to restart kernel again, restart, and after that I will run it again. Sometimes it happens, so you need to restart your kernel. Now if I press countdown also, let's shift enter, and here shift enter. As you see, now this time Python decreases my variable 2 by 2 because I said minus equal 2, okay. And let's see another example. Here I will say, let's come to here, number is equal 0, okay, and after that I will say here while number is less than 10, okay. This time I will say less than 10. Here I will say print, of course, my variable number, and after that I will say here number plus equal 1. First let's make plus equal 1, and after that we can make plus equal 2, okay. As you see now, it started from 0, and after it I increased my number 1 by 1, and it made it it's 1, 2, 3, 4 and until 9, because I said my condition is number is less than 10, so it will run my loop will run until my condition is true, okay. Also this time let's do it 2, okay, plus equals 2, and let's see the result. As you see now, I have dual numbers 0, 2, 4, 6 and 8, okay. And something else, you can also use else with while. What I mean, else block will be executed once the while condition is no longer true, okay. What I mean, for example, here let's make another variable and name it countdown again. Countdown is equal 5, okay, and after that I will come to here, I will say while countdown is greater than 0, okay. I will say here print my variable countdown, and after that here I need to say countdown is minus equal 1, and here I will use else. But here if I type my else here, it will belong to while, but so indentation, as you remember we already talked about it. So I don't want to make indentation here, so I need to type my else here, because if I write this as under the while, it will belong to while, so I don't want this. I want to a separated code for else, so I need to write my else here. Okay, so I will come to here and I will say print. As you see, print is belong to else, so it's under else, not here. If you type here, it will not be it will not belong to else anymore. So if you want to make it your print code belongs to else, you need to type it here. Okay, don't forget about indentation. So I will type here. Okay, let's type countdown finished. Okay, now I will run my code and let's see our result. As you see, my while loop firstly is worked, and after that it's finished, because now my last result is 1, and after that my else block was executed and it said print countdown finished. Okay, and let's learn also how to we can make a mistake about an infinite loop. If you make a mistake while using while loop, Python interpreter might enter into an infinite loop. If that happens, just restart the kernel from the above kernel menu here. Okay, now I will make an example for you and you can understand how we can make a infinite loop. Okay, here I will say here, for example, countdown. Again, I will say countdown. I will make variable for countdown, and I will say here while countdown my condition is greater than 0. Okay, column, and after that I will say print count down, and now I will say here count down plus equal 1. Now I will press shift and enter. As you see now the result, it's always working, as you see. So this is an infinite loop, so I need to restart my kernel. Okay, and I will say yes, restart, because here in this example our while condition is true when countdown is greater than 0. Since we are mistakenly increasing countdown variable at each step, it never reaches 0, so our while condition stays true forever. That means we made an infinite loops. Okay, if you make a mistake about it, because your while your while loop never it will never reach this condition. Our condition is countdown is greater than 0. It will never reach 0, so that's why it will always run and you will make an infinite loop. Okay, now we learned how to make while loop. Its next one is for loops. For loops are similar to while loops in that they are also used for repeating a code block. You can iterate through the elements of any collection by assigning each item one by one to a variable and do something with them using for loops. Okay, so let's make here, I want to create a dictionary here, and I will say name it students, and after that square brackets here I will create pairs. Okay, name, and sorry, this one is not a dictionary, this will be a list. Okay, and after that I will say here Adam, comma, and let's name it Jessica, and let's create last one, let's name it Mary. Okay, now we create our list. Here I will create my for loops. I will say here for name in students. Okay, because my list name is students, I am looking the name. This is variable name. You can name it whatever you want. For example, you can say X, you can say A or B, doesn't matter. Okay, I will name it name. I said for the loop name name in students. Okay, this one, my list name is students, right? And after that, here I will say column, don't forget put here column, and I will say here print name. Okay, now I will run it. So shift and enter. As you see, now my for loop got all the items from my list, because I said get all names here, the variable name, get all the name from my list. Okay, and here let's talk. I always wrote something about it here. In the above example, name is a new variable created by for loop. Okay, and the first value of first element of our students list is assigned to a variable name, right? And then we do whatever we want to do with that value. In this case, we print it out. Right here we print it out, and at the end of the code block, for loop assigns the value of the next element in our list to variable name. This continues until every element is assigned to variable name. Okay, and let's now create something else, and I will say here another example. I will say coordinates, okay, is equal, this is a tuple, I will say 3, 4 and 5. Okay, and after that I will say 4, let's say x in, of course, our tuple name is coordinates, right, column, and after that I will say here print x. Now shift and enter. As you see, I got all the values from my tuple and I print it out here. Okay, and after that also now we will use a range function for in for loops, because this is also very useful. As you remember, in the previous lecture we learned how to create range function. Now I will make some example about range function also. Okay, as you remember, it first one it is starting number, second one is ending number, and the third one is step size for range function. Okay, now I will say here for I in range. Okay, you can name it whatever you want. I will say here I, and range I will say start from 0 until 8. 8 is not included, don't forget, and now step size is 2. Okay, and after that column I will say print I. Now let's see. As you see, I got my result as 0, 2, 4 and 6, because I said starting number is 0, okay, until 8, but 8 is not included, but step size is 2, so I got my result is 0, 2, 4 and 6. Okay, and let's make another one here. Let's add new cell here, and I will say for I in range, and now I will say 3, 0 and -1. This is a reverse range, right? And here I will say print I. Now as you see, it starts from 3 and my result step size is 1, 3, 2 and 1 my result. Okay, let's make another one. Let's say for I in range. Now I will use only one number, and after that I will say print I. As you see, it started from 0 and until 7, because 7 8 is not included. Okay, and let's make something else, another example here, and I want to show you something else. I will say here for I in range and the 5. Okay, and after that I will say here print connection interrupted, trying to connect and attempt. Now I will use here format. Okay, so curly brackets, and after that I will say here of 5, because I have 5 results here. As you see here, range has 5, and now here if I want to use format, what I need to here come dot format, and here I will say I plus 1. Okay, now let's press shift and enter, and we will see our result. As you see, it said connection interrupted trying to connect, and attempt now is 1 of 5 because I have 5 steps, another one 2 3 4 and 5. We can also use else with for, just like we did with while. Okay, let's see an example about it also. We can say this one, actually it's, let's, here we don't need to copy this one, let's make here, for example, you can use again range function. I will say here for I in range, and I will say 0 until 10. Okay, and column I will say print I. Okay, and after that I need to use else, but else is not indented to for loop, so I need to come here. I will say else, and I want to say here print range is finished, now else block was working. Okay, something like that, just a message for users. And now I will press shift and enter, and let's see the result. As you see, until 9 is worked, and after that my else code block was worked, and I saw my message here. That's all. We learned how we can create for and while loops. See you in the next.